Hello everybody, this Solar Hunter build will constantly give you your super. Sunshot, the exotic weapon, will help us with ignitions and always being able to heal yourself constantly. You'll be able to have great survivability and great ad clear. This build excels in PvE content, nightfalls, lost sectors, and dungeons. This is my main solar build, the dim link down below. And if you have a recommendation on how to make this build even better than it already is, then you're more than welcome to comment it down below. If you're looking for a strand build, I just made a video about it for my main hunter strand build. Link will be in the description below, and comment which subclass I should do next. And for more videos like this, subscribing and leaving a like would mean a lot to a starting creator like me. We just hit a milestone, 100 subscribers off of my last video, and I like to say thank you all so very much. But with all that out of the way, let's get into the video. To start, for your super, we're using Blade Barrage with these following aspects. Knock 'em down. This will launch more knives in your super, and while you're radiant, launching your knife attack will automatically recharge it back. I will show you just in a minute how to constantly radiate and have your knife attack always. Your next aspect, on your mark, precision final blows will grant you and nearby allies better handling and reload speed that can be stacked up to 3 times, and activating your dodge will immediately grant full stacks. With your exotic weapon of choice, you should have on your mark active very often without needing to dodge to activate it. But whenever you do need it, start of any encounter with not many adds, you can dodge for it. Equipped, Gambler's Dodge, just dodge right next to an enemy. This will start your knife throw loop. Throw a knife at a weak enemy, they'll die, spawn a fire sprite, you become radiant, and then you get your knife back. Equipped any jump you want, but equipped Knife Trick. You will throw a fan of 3 knives that will scorch your enemy. Equipped healing grenades. You want to have more restoration options available. Just know you'll be gaining your grenade energy fast, and you need to scorch enemies often for our gameplay loop to work. Now into Fragments. Ember of Torches. A knife throw will grant you and nearby allies radiant. This ties with the knock 'em down, giving you radiant would give you a knife charge back, so you can keep throwing knives as long as you don't miss. Ember of Singeing. Your dodge will recharge faster when scorching enemies. You'll be scorching enemies with your knife throw and Sunshot. Ember of Searing. Killing scorched enemies spawns a fire sprite and grants melee ability energy. Again, you'll be scorching enemies with Sunshot and your knife throw. So every time that you throw your knives at an enemy and kill them, you'll get a fire sprite and radiance. Ember of Mercy. When you revive an ally, you grant restoration to you and nearby allies. Picking up a fire sprite grants restoration. This is our gameplay loop. Scorch your enemy, get them low enough to do a knife trick and gain your knives back. The enemy will drop a fire sprite that will give you grenade energy back and give you restoration. And lastly, Ember of Empyrean. Solar kills extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects by 4 seconds, and up to a maximum of 12 seconds. So after you finish your loop, you'll extend your restoration and radiance to throw your knives again and keep healing. Now let's get into the special exotic weapon and armor piece. Sunshot will grant explosive rounds. Targets killed will explode with solar energy. This ends up applying scorch to your enemies, tying back to Ember of Empyrean to extend restoration. Please obtain its catalyst and masterwork to obtain an increased range and stability. Use Sunshot to gain precision kills to gain on your mark and stack it up to 3 times. The exotic armor piece to help our super is Shards of Galanor. Throwing knife final blows decrease the cooldown of your super. Hits and final blows with Blade Barrage will return super energy after the super ends. Basically, as long as you keep throwing your knives while being radiant and killing enemies, you will get your knife back and gain super energy. You can keep this loop up and gain your super really fast, and even using Blade Barrage will give you 1/3 of your super energy back. With a focus and resilience and discipline, these are the mods that you should have on your armor. For your helmet, 2 hands-on mods. This will increase the charge time of your super with every knife kill even more, and 1 harmonic siphon. This will make sure that every rapid solar kill you'll obtain gets an orb of power, and those will also grant super energy when collected. For your gloves, impact induction and heavy-handed. Causing damage with a powered melee attack will reduce your grenade cooldown, and heavy-handed, your powered melee final blows will grant orbs of power. On your chest, charged up. This will increase the amount of armor charges you can carry up to 1. You will be obtaining armor charges through orbs of power, and that is because we'll be equipping 2 solar weapon surges on your boots. This will grant solar weapons a small bonus in damage. Also, put Better Already to start regenerating health by picking up an Orb of Power. You can put any damage type resistant mons on your chest. For your hood, put on Reaper. Shortly after dodging, next weapon kill will drop an Orb of Power. Equipped Powerful Attraction. This will automatically collect nearby orbs of power when dodging. And equipped Bomber to reduce your grenade cooldown when using your dodge. A little talk about what guns I'm using for this build, besides Sunshot. This season, it centers around solar and rocket launchers, so a good legendary rocket launcher, like Ascendancy in the Exotic Archive, is good to get for this season. It was a ritual weapon earlier in the game, but now is obtained using only 75,000 Glimmer, 2 Enhancement Prisms, and 1 Ascendant Shard. For Ad Clear, change the traits to Ambitious Assassin and Chain Reaction. For Boss DPS, Impulsive Amplifier, and Explosive Light. In my kinetic slot, I am using a crafted Scattered Signal from this season with enhanced traits Overflow and Controlled Burst. This season we have artifact mods that can boost this build to be even better than it already is. For mods this season, choose Piercing Sidearms, Unstoppable Hand Cannon, and whatever overload mod for your third and first column. This means you can stop unstoppable champions by aiming down sights on Sunshot, shooting when you have an unstoppable shot perk on your left, having another primary like sidearm as your kinetic slot, or a fusion rifle like I do, and be radiant to kill champions, and a rocket launcher to kill overload champions with the 4th column mod pick overload rocket launchers. In your second column, pick Kindling Trigger. Radiant causes solar weapons to apply Scorch to unscorched enemies. This is a huge perk to run this season, as this is able to scorch enemies that don't have the debuff easier than just your grenades. But while using Sunshot, a kill while being radiant will drop a fire sprite that will grant restoration. Lastly, in your second column, you can choose anything that applies to you. Blast Radius to gain armor charges through rapid kills on grenade and rocket launchers, but I choose From Whence You Came to gain more ability damage against Taken and Scorn. You'll be dealing a lot with this enemy type this season. In your third column, pick Flint Striker. Rapid solar weapon precision hits and rapid solar weapon final blows grant radiance. With Sunshot exploding nearby enemies, rapid kills are easy to gain, and getting radiance this season has never been easier. Heart of the Flame. Casting your solar super grants nearby allies radiant and increases the damage of your super for each nearby ally. This is a very nice support mod giving radiance to allies, plus doing this before your allies' super will give them a bonus on theirs. Great for starting DPS. And lastly, Wished into Being. While your super is nearly fully charged, ability final blow spawn orbs of power. With just a bit left getting your super, and any final blow will help you within the amount of times you'll be gaining orbs of power and decreasing the cooldown time, you'll gain your super in no time. In the fourth column, I have Overload Rocket Launchers. Rocket Launchers are especially effective against Overload champions, since the replacement of a primary weapon will be Sunshot, and Sunshot is a hand cannon for unstoppables. That means that we'll have no pulse or auto rifle in the kinetic slot, so running a rocket launcher to stun Overload champions is a must. And Revitalizing Blast, causing damage with a solar ability weakens champions and bosses for a short duration. As it says, any solar ability, so throw a knife trick or scorch the enemy to activate this mod. In the fifth and final column, I personally pick Solar Operative. While you're the only member of your fire team, you deal increased damage to all combatants. But of course, if you're in a fire team with Heart of the Flame using other mods to be a more of a supporting role, this mod doesn't work. Depending on whether you have a Stasis or Strand weapon, choose out of these mods. Unraveling Orbs or Horde Shuffle for Strand kinetic weapons, and Pillar of Ice and Hailstorm for Stasis. But for your last mod, equipped Rays of Precision. While Radiant, Solar Precision Final Blows cause combatants to ignite. Using Sunshot while being Radiant and landing Precision Final Blows, this will cause them to ignite and boosting our gameplay loop. You've heard me talk about the mods, the build in depth, and have seen gameplay of this build in the background. I hope this video was helpful in getting you a very insane Hunter Solar build. It would mean a lot if you could subscribe, leave a like, and comment how I can improve this build and which subclass I should do next. Again, I want to thank everyone who stayed and watched till the end. I also want to thank for the 3,000 views on both videos and 100 subscribers off my last build video. It was a Hunter Strand build using 6 Coyote and Quicksilver Storm. If you're interested in that, I have a Stasis one as well. Both links down below. That will be it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.